Here, wow. As I said, the fight scenes of this show save this show. Okay? This last episode, let me look behind me. Look behind me, all right? This last episode, everything that happened, right? The whole episode was not great, but pretty much awesome from beginning to end, because the majority of it is these niggas fighting. They going at it back and forth. Sith fighting everybody. I loved it. I have no notes besides why did it take 5 episodes to get to this awesomeness? Why it took 5 episodes? What are we going to do next episode? We're going to go down from this awesome episode? Anyway. All right. So, I want it on record. I want to say this episode of The Acolyte has one of the best, if not the best, fight scenes, lightsaber Star Wars fight scene ever in all of Star Wars history. Ever. Better than the Obi-Wan Darth Vader fight in Obi-Wan. Better than any Mandalorian fight in The Mandalorian. Better than anything in the prequels, anything in the sequels. Well, the prequels, I'll put it like I said, my other favorite battle is obviously the Darth Maul one where they're doing the flips, and obviously episode 3, Obi-Wan versus Anakin. Those are like my favorite lightsaber battles. But this is, like I said, to me, I have to rewatch it over and over again, and I have the scene right here behind me. I will. The characters I don't care about, so it's harder to basically, like, that's why I'm digging it a little bit, because it's not characters that I give a fuck about. But the fight scenes are, as I said, the fight choreographer for this show showed off their stuff in the first episode, showed off their stuff in the second episode. They let them sleep for the third and fourth episode for some reason. But, my God, the nigga showed up on the 5th episode. Nigga said, oh, this is my episode to just wild out? The whole episode? I got y'all. And got us, he did. Because, goddamn, this is exactly what this episode is exactly what the rest of the show is missing, okay? If each episode had at least 1 or 2 similar or good like this fight scenes, like just not even as great as this, but like even just as good as the first episode or the second episode's fight scene, something to like, wet our whistle a little bit, to be like, all this boring shit's happening and you don't care about these characters and who cares about whatever and everything's not explained and it's explained but badly and whatever. So, but here's a fight scene, like that at least I can get behind. And goddamn, they finally delivered on the 5th episode, I gotta say. The anticipation they built from the last episode it paid off, it did pay off. But if the fight scene was not good as this, as good as they make them, then the payoff would have been garbage. But because the fight scene is so fucking awesome, oh man, things that you've never seen, I'm telling you, you've never seen in Star Wars lightsaber battle until you see this battle. Also, kind of, again, with the lore or whatever, it's kind of stupid that they're doing this, again, hundreds of years before the other movies, and the other movies, they never did stuff like this. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Also, I didn't know, well, I guess spoilers, right? Spoilers all around if you're watching this. But I didn't know that the helmets that they wore, like the reason that Darth Vader wore a helmet and what's his name? Whatever, Ken Solo, whatever, fucking Adam Driver's character wore a helmet, was because it stopped them from being able to like be Jedi mind fucked with, I guess. That's like, I didn't know that. Anyway, yeah, so a lot of stuff, was sort of revealed in the episode. We already knew who the Sith guy is, as I said. It's still corny. I'm not going to say it's not corny. It's still corny that it's the guy that we all knew was going to be him. They didn't explain who he was, but they did say that Soul's character, there was a similarity. He's like, there's a similarity, like something similar. So I don't know if that means that he somehow knew him. As I said, I think that, you know, he's somehow related to OSHA and these guys, that faction, or that he also did something in the past to take that character away from the parents, and then he realized, oh, hey, because they want to basically guide the way we use the Force. And again, I'm very interested in that aspect of them exploring how the Sith was created, because he literally said, you guys would call me a Sith just because I want to use the Force the way that I want to use the Force, without any rules, the way that I want to do what I want to do. And so I'm like, that's very interesting. I like that, you know? So that aspect of the good versus evil, why evil is bred, how evil is bred within this allegedly good universe that the Jedi have been ruling over for eons or eras or whatever it is. And so, yeah, I really enjoy that. So oh my God, like, again, if all the other episodes were like this, there would be a super high rating of the show if every other episode was like this. Like, nobody would care, really, because nobody really cares about the characters anyway. But nobody would care about the lore-breaking shit. Nobody would care about any of this other stuff, you know, that people are caring about or whatever. Like, for me, the actual brokenness of the show, you know, the time inconsistencies of, they said they're going to be here, there, and then they're there, and then somehow they're here and there, and who the fuck knows how. The storytelling is just not there. The character arcs, motivations change. Even in this episode, just change all. May's character, have no idea what happened to her between the last episode and this episode. She said in the last episode, I'm joining my sister. I'm going to join my sister. She's with the Jedi, so I'm going to go to the Jedi, and it's going to be me and her, and blah, 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 blah. And then, in this episode, between the fight scenes, right, she has a chance to fight along the Jedi, right, to help them fight the Sith Lord that's trying to kill her because she basically turned her back on him. And it's like, come on, like, you know, if you help fight, then they might forgive you. They might be like, hey, you know, we're still going to take you in. You're still a prisoner. You killed 2 Jedi, but you were going to help, you know, we're going to help you out. We're going to vouch for you because you helped fight the Sith Lord or whatever, but you didn't do shit. You ran away every fucking chance you got. Then finally, when all the fighting was done, she showed up last minute, be like, hey, May, let's be sisters. And May's like, Osha, hey, Osha, let's be sisters. And Osha's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You wanted to kill me the last time we fucking met, and the Jedi saved my life. And she's like, oh, the Jedi brainwashed you. But she doesn't say how they brainwashed her. Soul, luckily, is still alive to tell her, you know, what he did or something. Because obviously Soul and the Jedi in the past did some shit to these people, because the Jedi Sith Lord dude is like, yo, you don't remember me? Like, you know, what you did or whatever? What you do with your darkness? Like, all that stuff. Very interesting. Very compelling. The fact that Soul's character, even in like the first or second episode, one of the times we're introduced to him and he's talking to May or Osha, he's talking about how he's grown as a Jedi and how he's, you know, succumb certain aspects of his personality or whatever. He's basically saying how he used to be not that great and now he's better. So that's why he's like that. He, you know, because she's blaming herself for not being a Jedi, and he's like, maybe it was your teacher's fault. Like, maybe it was my fault. I wasn't good enough. And so I feel like he's atoned. He's learned from whatever sin it is that he's responsible for, but he never disclosed it to Osha. And I guess May, or now I guess since May and Osha have switched spots, places, she's going to be with the Sith Lord, and the Sith Lord's going to be like, hey, look, this is your master. This is what he did to you. This is what he did for you, blah, blah, blah. Which is cool if he's going to train her and her being able to actually be a fucking fighting force, because this episode, just, my God, like, she still did her thing. Like, she did what she could. She went back. She put the light and stuff, whatever. She got this boy killed. She don't give a fuck. That's the other thing about character motivation. Like, it looked like she allegedly cared about this kid, right? The Padawan dude, the dude with the dreads. And he got murked. He got fucking, his head got, he got his head snapped. And she was just like, okay, cool, save Saul. And it's like, you know, no mourning time or not like that or whatever. Anyway, whatever. I really like that he killed every Jedi in this farce, almost. You know, Saul still got away, and obviously May and Osha, but I really like that. I really enjoy that. Now, if he goes back, right? If Saul goes back and is like, he is, what did you guys encounter or whatever? Oh, a very trained Jedi that is against us or whatever. Or he doesn't even say anything, or he doesn't go back. Let's say they don't go back, right now, because again, May is the one that's on the ship with him, and the little, I don't know what he is, little ferret mole thing. He sniffs people, so he's probably gonna sniff out that May is May and not Osha. So he's gonna probably tell Sol, hey, this is not Osha, and then he's gonna be like, oh wait, and then maybe they might never make it back to the council. But because of that, it's still didn't break the lore of the guy Kalnaka. Well, not his name. What's his name? The dude, the fucking pink dude with the fucking big dome forehead. You know what I'm talking about. They basically didn't break that lore because if he never learned that Jason, I still call him Jason, is the Jedi, or sorry, is the Sith that killed all these Jedi in the forest or whatever, then they never know the Sith technically were alive back then or whatever. But again, I like the aspect of why he's a Sith, why he's doing the things he's doing, even though still technically it's a mystery, but obviously it has something to do with his past, something to do with him not being able to use the Force the way that he wants to. He's probably never felt good enough or whatever, and probably his master maybe it was Saul, who knows. And so he just felt like, he was being trained, but he wasn't able to unleash his full potential, and they kind of dampened him every time he tried to unleash his full potential. So he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna use the Force the way that I want to or whatever. Now, that being said, the fight scenes and all the stuff I said, fight choreography, great. Love all the fight scenes in this. All of them were good. Yeah, just the fight scenes, all of them were really good. Really loved all the fight scenes. But the, I don't know, I guess training or distribution of power, or I don't know how to explain it. Like if it's Goku versus Vegeta, right? Goku's going to win, right? If it's Vegeta versus anybody else that's not Goku, Vegeta might win. You never know. But you're always like Vegeta's second to Goku, because Goku's always, the more powerful one, allegedly, for the most part. Vegeta heads don't come for me. But basically that's that's kind of what you understand. So, and then let's say even when they fought Cell, he was saying Gohan is stronger than me right now, so Gohan's gonna kill Cell. And Gohan kills Cell, So it's just, I don't know, I feel like the power levels, the training, I don't know what it is, but about these fight scenes, there are certain people that are fighting at certain times that I'm like, you shouldn't even stand a chance against this person, yet they're holding their own. That don't make no sense. And then they weren't all of a sudden. It's like, what the fuck happened to, you were holding your own earlier by yourself, now you got back up and you got murked? I don't get it. Anyway, but again, I do like that everybody got murked in this fucking forest. As I said in the last review, when people say, oh yeah, I'll tell you about this stuff when we get out of here, usually that means they're not getting out of there. But that person that said it, luckily, technically, is still getting out of there. But everybody else got murked. Everybody in this forest got murked. And yeah, that was, I'm glad they didn't shy away from that. They killed every character we've met so far that is technically on the good side, besides Sol and Osha. And so yeah, I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed how they did it as well. Oh my god, the double lightsaber attack. The force push to the lightsaber. Love that shit. That he shot their head off. They didn't show that, but it's implied. Oh man, I love the way that they stopped. I'm gonna talk about the fights because the fights were the best part of the show. Okay, they stopped each lightsaber. Like I said, it's something I've never seen done, and I watched a lot of Star Wars fights. Right, they stopped the lightsaber attacks with the helmet. He was like, stop lightsabers, and then they got stuck a little bit. So he's like, let me take you down. Oh man, that was good. And then the kid at the end, before he got his neck snapped, he went in there and did the same. He's like, oh, that's your trick? Let me do it. And then he did it, and they both lightsabers were flashing or whatever, but then, he still overpowered him with his fists. But, man, that was good. That was good. So, about to finally kill it. I was like, kill this nigga, bro. Kill this nigga in the name of the Jedi. Kill this nigga. But he didn't. And I'm like, why? The bug thing, taking him away or whatever, that was a good thing. That's a good way to get out of them having to kill him or him killing them or whatever. That was good. I like that. Because it's a callback to earlier, But again, just Ah, man. Anyway, everything else, again, about or surrounding the show, besides the fights, the character motivations, again, for May, wishy-washy. Just she was good, then she was evil, then she's kind of good, but not really. But yeah, I don't know. She's like basically like, hey, be my sister or whatever. And then Osha understandably is like, no, fuck you. And she's not explaining why, she's not, if May was explaining what happened, like if May saw what Soul did and that's why she's trying to kill the Jedi, if she's like, cause I have to do this for my family and all this, like if she has a reason for doing what she's doing, fucking tell us, fucking tell her. Maybe she'll be on your side then. Maybe you'll have your sister back. But just being cryptic and shit, oh, they brainwash you, oh, you don't know. And it's like, what? What doesn't she know? Tell her, And then Soul's fucking dumbass. He doesn't want to admit what he did. I'd be like, yo, listen, this happened. This is back in the day. This is what I was ordered to do. I didn't mean to do it or whatever. Fuck. Like, obviously it was something bad. But if he just says it, that's fine. But it's whatever, bro. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It was a good episode. Please have more episodes like this. Not a lot of, if you're going to have a dialogue or a talking point, that's fine. Have your dialogue, talking point, push the story forward, whatever story you're trying to tell. But then have some cool fight scenes in there, right? Again, the last 2 episodes, the one where the flashback and they fought a bunch of witches, could have had a fight scene in there. Then the episode right before this forest thing, Kalnaka could have fought the Sith Lord. We still wouldn't have known who the Sith Lord was if they fought, and they could have just fought, and it would have been an awesome fight. You know what I mean? Like, that would have been awesome. I'm sure there's other stuff I'm forgetting, because they said a lot of stuff was said during this episode while in between fights or whatever. Like, a lot of stuff did happen, kind of like building up what, the world that they live in the past, and what Soul's responsible for, why the Sith Lord is the way that he is, and other stuff. I'm trying to remember if I'm forgetting anybody's conversations. But yeah, the May and Osha thing is just so annoying. And then also, yeah, like, I don't understand her thought process of, okay, you're not going to love me, or you're not going to whatever, you're going to try to take me to the Jedi, whatever. So then she force pushed her to knock her out, and then, I don't know, replace, like, why? Let me go with Saul. Like, why? You hate this nigga. You hate the Jedi. Why are you going to the Jedi? You think you're going to take down all of these fucking Jedi? You couldn't even take down a Sith Lord? You were fucking terrified of the Sith Lord, nigga. Anyway, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. I really like this episode. I hope there are more episodes to come that are like this. And I think it's 8 episodes this season has, right? This show will have. So 4 episodes that are duds and 4 episodes that will be good like this would be great, because then it's a 50-50 show. But if this is your only good episode, literally I'm going to be like, hey, whoever wants to watch this show, just watch the recap. Go to the 5th episode, watch the recap of the 4 episodes, like what happened before. You just watch the recap. It'll recap what you technically need to know. And then watch this fucking amazing episode. And then you toss it in the trash. But right now I don't know. So hopefully the other episodes are as good as this one. I don't know how they're gonna, again, if they go back to Coruscant, I don't know how they're gonna explain to the Jedi that there was a Sith and then they just forget that they're Sith. I don't know. Yeah, I'm looking forward to him talking to Osha about her past. Maybe he knows what actually happened, and also like training her, and or maybe, her dark side coming up or whatever. I don't know, maybe. Yeah, the dynamic is interesting to watch now. And, yeah, again, I just feel like everything that happened in the last 4 episodes could have happened in 2 episodes, and we would have had cool fight scenes in those 2 episodes. But whatever. Anyway, let me know what you guys think down below. As I said before, this has been another useless skill.